1-0.
Yeah, both teams got a victory. Stanford was commanding 107 victory. Overtime for the Cougs of Washington State. See if they can try to get a victory here this evening. And just like that, we have a suitcase violation, a travel on the first turnover of the game.
The Cougars, this is what they'll look like with Wallach, Eleanor Villa, Tahina, Jenna Villa, no relation, Alex Koval starting things off.
Stanford loves to run their Princeton series. This is where they had a lot of success against Lemoyne. That pinch post pass to the weak side corner, lined up for threes. See, they're running it again, Jenna.
There's Demetre with the first bucket of the night. Brooke Demetre, the senior and the captain, gets him going.
So Demetre showed her dream shake. Was able to nice jumper over the left shoulder. 2-0 Stanford.
Driving in is Wallach. Tries to get the shot up. And one.
And we talked about Wallach. Was activated last game with 21 points in the overtime victory. You can see here, they would get downhill and take the contact from Demetre. That'll be a foul on her. Wallach has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Tied up at 2. Make that the lead in favor of Washington State now. I'll take the early one here.
I think Coach Etheridge said that she was not intimidated coming in. They know Stanford extremely well. They're going to try to get up in their face. One thing they're going to try to do is eliminate the three-point shot. Lemoyne wasn't able to do that, Jenna. 18, a record last time out.
The shot from Agara sinks it. Stanford back on top.
Okay, well, if Agara can develop that shot, she's going to be a hard handle.
Another travel called on the Cougars.
So again, that's the second travel on Villa. Again, the suitcase violation. That's a nice lineup by Garrows. They to knock it down inside the 3.
Nunu Agara, sophomore out of Minneapolis, Minnesota for Stanford.
Agara last time out, Jenna, 18 points. It was a scoring fest for Stanford. He scored 107.
Bosgana! Make it 3.
Showcase Bosgana at the top of the telecast, knocking down threes. Picks up right where she left off.
Janiyah Harriel goes down on the ground.
That's Bosgana lining it up 10 toes behind the line. But again, Washington State having difficulties. They have 4 possessions. 3 of them have been turnovers, 2 by the travel and 1 by the offensive foul.
The other captain for Stanford, Talana Lopolo, banks it in.
Stanford looks for Lopolo to have a big season. The leadership that she can bring. Last time out, she was scoreless.
Thievery by the Cardinal. They'll set it up again.
Stanford again going to their Princeton series. Again, just knocked down a 3 from there.
Drives. Tries to get the shot up, but handled defensively.
Vertical spacer down low, was able to deny that.
There's Wallach.
Wallach again would have a chance to get to the free throw line, posting up in that left block. Sorry, the right block, you can see there, turned over her left shoulder. That was a foul, so she has an opportunity again for a couple of free throws. We talked about her at the top of the telecast, Jenna. 10.5 points last year as a junior, 21 points in the overtime victory against Eastern Washington.
Sinks the first shot here. Brings the Cougars within 5. That personal foul on Elena Bosgana. First for Stanford so far tonight.
Washington State has been on Achilles' heel with the turnovers. It's interesting, Jenna, they've had 5 possessions. Wallach went to the free throw line on 2 of them.
There's Harriel from inside.
Take a look here as Harriel went back door. Apollo with a great lead pass. It was unconventional for Harriel. As mentioned, she was 6 out of 7 from behind the arc.
Stevenson, rejected. Alex Koval using that 6'6" frame.
It's Koval's second block. Showing her length down low. Stevenson tried to go over the top.
Jenna Villa.
That's a good sign for Cougars as Villa did travel that time. She was able to get downhill and kiss it off the glass with a left-handed layup.
Eleonora Villa with the bucket.
Yeah, we have to distinguish the two. There are 2 Villas on the floor.
And not related, too, for the record. Sisters on the court. That time is Wallach. Shut it down. Shot clock. Harriel. Rebounded by Washington State. Eleonora Villa again.
Well, a nice job to stop and pop right inside the 3-point line. Just like that, Washington State. A nice run, get back in this game down by 3.
Apollo. Out to Harriel. Inside to Stevenson. We'll sink it.
Nice move by Stevenson. She reverse pivot, little jab step, was able to go right over the top. Nice footwork.
Estera Tuhina, another one to keep an eye on. Helping her out there, Alex Koval.
Yeah, Koval did a great job. Tuhina was able to get by her defender. Colville's defender had to come and honor Tuhina, and she was able to get the cleanup layup.
Eleonora Villa loses it, recovered by Harriel.
Stanford has won for their last 7.
Head coach Kate Bay talked about the captains, Brooke Demetre, Tilana Lapola, but also the upperclassmen on this team as that's sunk by Courtney Ogden.
Ogden did a great job of taking that ball screen, taking the contact as well, floating to her left. Was able to float it in.
Eleonora Villa, Tara Wallach both made the preseason team for all WCC honors.
That's a great job of screen and roll. Tuhina, Colville just was able to not finish over the front of the rim.
And we'll take a quick break as Stanford leads Washington State 13-10 here in the first. Fewer field goal attempts dating back to 2002-2003 in that season.
Yeah, she was on fire. I mean, everything that she was shooting was just going into the bottom of the net.
From behind the arc, Brooke Demetre, another 3 points.
So again, we mentioned 18 threes last time out. The Cougs did a great job defensively. Demetre was able to knock that down as the shot clock was winding down.
Game high 5 points for Demetre so far.
This is what Stanford want to do. They want to get out and run, in particular on missed baskets, air balls, get an opportunity now in their secondary offense.
Demetre finds Tess Heal, her Stanford debut.
We know Tess Heal, she's not shy of putting the ball up.
Junior, transfer from Santa Clara. Spent a couple of seasons Just 20 minutes or so south of here.
That was great defense by Demetre down low, not giving in. Forcing a bad shot to the rim.
Chloe Clardy. Just missed.
Already showing her athleticism as well. Abraham got away with a travel.
From deep, Elena Villa.
Villa said, you know what, referee's not going to call it. We'll knock down this 3 ball. Abraham shuffled the puppies there. We didn't see it. Tess Heal is going to try to get acclimated. It's her first game, her debut playing here at Stanford.
Whistle blown, and yes, as you mentioned, Joaquin, Tess Heal. In her first minutes, take another look at this for Ogden.
Ogden was able to put it on the deck, put her a strong hand, get the foul on the floor. Second team foul for the Cougars of Washington State.
Heal went down. Wasn't sure if she lost her balance there or if she got tripped up somehow.
Well, that's what Villa is saying, that she lost. She tripped on her own. Let's take a look at it. I mean, that could easily have been a travel. Tess Heal as well, but Stanford will take it.
Heal. And there you go. Tess Heal's first points as a Stanford Cardinal, and it's 3.
I mentioned Heal. She is not bashful. She will shoot the basketball on any opportunity.
Estera Tahina answers with 2. One of 3 returning starters for this Washington State team. #1 overall seed in the inaugural WBIT in the postseason last year. Travel called on Agara.
And this is where having knowledge of the Princeton style offense is that they know the reads and the cuts. So this is something that they don't really have to prepare for because they've seen it for so many years, unlike Lemoyne, who's never seen it before. So they have an advantage coming into this game. So this is something they know, they understand the reads and the calls, and you can see there.
Coach Etheridge said they run it better than most teams do in the country historically, but still familiar and able to prepare for it as Heal scoops it up.
So Agara was posting up and she was calling for it. Nice job by Agara. She did a swing through. She thought she was going to foul. She's going to reset it again with 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Bosgana gets the call, draws the foul.
Bosgana did a great job of not settling. She gets to the rim here. You can see she goes hard to the rim. There's a reach-in foul. She has an opportunity for a couple of free throws as well.
By the way, our 3 officials tonight, Tiffany Bird, Nicole Murray, and Nicole Leone.
So from the free throw line, Stanford is shooting 67% so far. I'm sorry, Washington State is. This will be the first free throws for Stanford.
That trickles in to make it an even 20 for the Card. Bosgana makes both.
Phillips was able to get the offensive rebound. Jump ball. Stanford had a possession arrow here. 32.2 seconds remaining. So they can pretty much milk it down, get the last shot at the end of the first quarter if they decide to do so. And also, the next foul for Washington State, Stanford will be shooting as well.
Freshman Alice Dart in. The Aussie, one of 9 international players on this roster for Washington State. Coach Etheridge said she loves recruiting international talent. Said they love the experience at Washington State, the collegiate experience, athletically, academically. Very hard workers, she said. Just at the buzzer.
Shot clock expiration.
Shot clock expires.
Stanford did a decent job in that situation there of milking the shot clock. Only 0.6 of a second remaining for the Cougs to try to get a shot off.
Ogden in for the Cardinal.
I'm sure Coach Kate Pay is going to have Stanford to pick up full court to make sure they don't have easy access to try to get a shot to the rim.
Ogden re-enters. We're quickly done with the first one.
In the WCC as well. He's mentioned 2 seasons they'll play in that conference. They'll play against Gonzaga, pretty much one of the better teams down there. Usually Portland does well in the WCC, so they know it's going to be a difficult conference to play in. They're looking forward to it.
Bosgana with the rebound.
So typically when you come out a timeout, we call them ATOs, you have a specific play you want to run. They got the look that they wanted. Speaking of the Cougs, they just were not able to knock it down. Nice dribble penetration, skip to the opposite side of the floor. Nice look.
Bounce pass, Bosgana. Couldn't capitalize.
Exactly how you draw it up. The defender's overplaying. You go backdoor. Nice lead pass. This was not able to finish.
There's the freshman, Charlotte Abraham.
Abraham showed all her tools in the toolbox. This is what Stanford wants to do. Agara, last game out, a lot of rim-to-rim scoring. That time was just off her fingertips. The polo was just a little bit high on the pass.
Abraham, the freshman, tied for a game-high 3 threes, 12 points overall. Had a fourth quarter three-pointer with just 4 seconds left. So Washington stayed up. Eastern Washington answered. They went to OT. Abraham certainly shining. That whistle's blown.
It's a late call by the official. It was the right call, the late call. Sometimes the officials kind of wait and see if it does go in or not. That time it didn't. The foul was made on the floor. I believe that's Demetre's second foul.
Martel Zena at the line, shooting 2.
Actually, the foul was on Bosgana.
Martel Zena sinks the first one, the freshman out of Barcelona, Spain.
But Jen, if you take a look at the offense that Washington State is running, it's similar to the Princeton offense as well. So you have 2 offenses going against one another. It's which one is going to execute better in the half-court set.
Eleanor Villa in for Washington State once again, as well as Mary Ashley Stevenson for the Cardinal.
Stevenson, a transfer, played big minutes last time out. It's a foul that Coach Etheridge does not like. Make a foul above the midcourt line. That situation there slows down the clock. It's a foul on the team as well. Fouls that you can live without, Jenna.
Washington State crawling back a little bit early on here in the second period.
Yeah, after their first 4 possessions, 3 of them were turnovers. They were able to get untracked, shooting 43% for the game. Stanford has 9 points on turnovers.
Agara out to Lopolo. Agara with the board. Travel called.
So that was a travel by Agara. We'll take another look at it here. She establishes her left right there. That's the pivot foot. Yeah, you can see it just came off the ground just a tad. Good call by the official. Sometimes we blame the officials. We have to look at it again, but you know, 9 times out of 10, they do make the correct call.
Thankless job for sure. It's Bosgana now, trying to get something going. Cardinal looking for their first points of the second period.
Screen roll. Poland's going to have that shot.
Sinks it.
That's what they're going to need for her to do. They're going to go under the screen until she proves that she can make that shot.
4-3 for Stanford. 4 for 6 so far tonight as a squad.
Villa does a great job of getting downhill from left to right. Flip it over with the left shoulder, just short of the rim. Bill had an opportunity for the rebound. It was knocked out of bounds. 1-4 flat. You just come like a little flex set.
Agara, nicely done.
Agara met her at the summit. Kind of seen it was a flex set out of the offense, out of the baseline, out of bounds play.
Ogden with the spin move.
Ogden showing all of her tools in the toolbox. Put her in a spin cycle, was able to finish with a right hand.
Stanford up by 7 once again. Thievery by Bosgana.
Bosgana had the right idea, came to a jump stop. You take a look at, here's the block. Agara said, no, not tonight. And then Courtney put her in a spin cycle, was able to finish in front of the rim. Ogden getting it done.
Nunu Agara had 25 points in the exhibition game, the win that Stanford had 91-70 against Cal State LA. It's at the end of October here in Maples.
She got percolated last game with 18.
Kate Pace said it's a new team in a lot of ways, and they can have a different lead scorer every night. There's Wallach.
Wallach is showing her aggressive nature, getting to the rim, taking the contact as well. Did not get the call that time. As you recall, last 2 times she was in a similar situation. She was able to get to the free throw line.
Tess Heal back in. Newcomer of the year in 2023 in the WCC. She's familiar with it.
So they run a little dribble weave action for Ogden again to try to get downhill.
Alzina.
Alzina was able to use the shot lift, get to the rim, flipped it over her left shoulder. Nice basket in transition for the Cougs. So again, both teams run a similar style offense, so they recognize the read and the cuts.
Agara in the paint. Gets the bucket and one.
Agara was extremely aggressive, but what you want to do against a shot blocker, you want to get right inside of her body. Nice job by Agara using the glass with the finish. She has an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. See the excitement on the floor for the sophomore. They're expecting big things out of her this year. Last year she played in 36 games, didn't start. This year she's 2 for 2 in the starting lineup, averaged 3 points per game last season.
That old-fashioned three-point play in the books for Agara there.
I'm sorry, 5.4 points per game last season as a freshman. They're expecting big numbers for her this year.
And the staff says she's got one of the stronger personalities too, very vocal.
Yeah, she's definitely a leader, Jenna. And now they expect more from her.
Wallach lays it up.
So Wallach again is getting all her baskets around the rim from the free throw line and layups. Last time out, remember, 21 points in the overtime win against Eastern Washington.
Ariel hangs on to it. Recover it herself.
A little two-man game here.
Wallach. Thievery there.
He did a great job of the cross-court pass. I would like to see Harrell take that jumper. She had the screen roll right in the middle. stay confident for the game from last time out.
Tahina tries to put it back up.
So Tahina saying, I didn't do nothing. That was a flop.
We'll take a break as Stanford leads by 6, 29-23 here in the second. A success for this Stanford program. She was a player at Stanford, won a national championship, and there's Cammie Etheridge, her playing career at Texas. Won the Pac-12 tournament a couple years ago with Washington State, their first ever. Big part of why this program's been on the rise. Getting the bucket. Chloe Clardy.
Chloe Clardy showed, hey, listen, I've been in the weight room there, was able to body up and finish.
Wallach able to put it in.
Wallach will not be denied. She has nice size, finish around the rim. Mentioned earlier, 21 points, 10.5 last year.
Here's Heal. Tess Heal, her second 3 of the night.
Yeah, the Farmers going to love Tess Heal because, again, she's not afraid to shoot, and she can shoot.
5 for 7 in threes is the Cardinal now. I had a conversation with Kate Pay at practice yesterday. We talked about how, you know what, threes are better than twos. That's something that Stanford women's basketball alum Lindy LaRocque talks about a lot. Now the head coach at UNLV was on staff with Kate Pay here a few years back.
You know, now it's all about analytics. Ask the Boston Celtics, right? They shot the most threes and won, but again, you know, I'm from the old school. I just want the best shot available. I'd rather have a scoring possession without a possession. If it's a 3, if it's 3, if it's a 2, it's a 2.
And number 3 gets 2 right there, Nunu Agara.
And Agara is beginning to percolate again, showing her strength inside, going to her offhand.
Behind the arc, sinks it, Elena Villa.
Cougs needed that shot. Stanford was getting on a run. Down by 8.
Bosgana trying to drive. She'll draw the foul.
That's a nice job by Bosgana. Was able to take the screen and get downhill. See here, Wallach here going over left shoulder. They would take the contact to finish. But here is Agara here. Come right back at you. Score as well. And then she was looking for the foul, but she didn't get it. But you score on me, I'm going to score on you as well.
Both going hard in the paint.
Right?
Yeah.
It's great competition, right?
And that's what a competitor is, right? That's why they come to play on the court like they are. It's having those moments.
Absolutely. And remember, they played against each other.
Yeah.
This isn't like they don't know one another. This is the Pac-12 matchup that I'm excited to see.
Cardinal 4 for 5 and 3 free throws so far this evening. Bosgana coming out to get it. See some of that Benergy, as Kate Pay calls it, that bench energy. Them getting fired up for the ones who are on the court.
Absolutely, they're all playing for one another. She was able to fend her off with her offhand. Now she has a chance for free throws as well.
Elena Bosgana at the line, shooting 2.
There's a lot of talk about some of the big names that have since left from this Stanford team, like a Cam Brink. Bosgana, as she gets that one in, a senior, she's a 3-time Pac-12 regular season champion in her day here on the farm as well as that 2022 tournament championship. So she knows what it's like to be on a team that gets that success.
And that's what you need. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, you lose Iriafen, you lose Cameron Brink. I mean, those are two stalwarts to the program. So had a chance to talk to Coach Tempe Brown prior to Monday's game, and she said this is an opportunity for all those players to get a chance to show what they can do. You can see there, they're answering the call thus far.
Ogden there. Dished it to Heal.
So the turnover bug has risen its head again for the Cougs. And Tess Heal said, you know what, I'm going to walk into another three. I'm going to shoot until they tell me don't shoot anymore, Jenna. Team didn't get the memo so far because they're shooting the ball behind the arc. So I'm sure that's something they're going to talk about at halftime, because if you allow them to shoot the ball from behind the arc, it's going to be difficult to beat them.
Cami Etheridge in her 7th season at Washington State, 96 and 90 overall. Looking for her overall head coaching 180th win. Her 97th as a Cougar.
Stanford's locking down on the defensive end as well. Entry pass to Stevenson. Knocked away by Wallach, but again, they're setting their offense again. Jenny, you see it here. Nice ball movement, woman movement as well.
Bosgana chases. Cardinal resets. Transfer's not something that Stanford have typically been able to rely on in terms of recruiting, but Tess Heal, Mary Ashley Stevenson, just the 2nd and 3rd transfers ever undergrad for the Stanford women's basketball program.
And they're going to be leaned on as well to be impacted immediately when they come to the program as well. And they're doing a good job thus far. First 2 games of the season. Tess Heal making her debut, showing why she was coveted to come here at Stanford, because she can play from behind the arc. Her toughness is something that you need on the basketball team, and the ACC will get a chance to take a look at it as well this season.
An upperclassman now, Kate Pace, said she has a lot of maturity as well. It'll bode well for the Cardinal, and that bodes well for the Cougars. Tara Wallach for 3.
They needed that to stop the bleeding. Wallach was going to actually make the pass first and decided, no, here's the pass. Nope, going to take this shot behind the arc and knock it down 10 toes behind the line. 3 ball, count it.
First half in the books, Stanford up by double digits, 42-31. Just as we look at that here with Stanford, getting some significant playing time is the sophomore out of New York, New York.
And Jen, I'm sure that she could appreciate the weather.
Oh, 100%.
Like 79 degrees.
It is. My watch says 52 now, but to be fair, it's 8 o'clock local time. Agara gets it started for the Cardinal. They go up 44-31 to start off the 2nd half.
I always love to see what plays they run coming out of halftime. Because you design those on the whiteboard. This is exactly what we want to run. This is the shot we want to get, and then you execute it. So great job of execution by the Cardinal.
By the way, we've talked about this being the 75th meeting between these two teams, but it's also the 1600th game in Stanford women's basketball history. And right there for Eleanor Villa. First points for the Cougars now in the 2nd half.
That was a great job of execution. Well, she was able to get a fade screen, was able to knock down the 3 ball, get that 3 right back.
Game high 13 points for Eleanor Villa.
I like to see Narelle do a little bit more aggressive coming off that ball screen. She kind of took her time, allowed the defender to get back up on top of her. If she was able to come off of it hard, she'd have had a clear lane to shoot the basketball.
Bounce pass in. Wallach tries to get it up.
That's great recognition by Wallach, moving without the basketball. Tried to use the 2nd side of the rim for the reverse layup. Not able to finish.
Bounce pass into Harriel. Sinks it.
Harriel saying, you know what, my 3-point shot's not falling. Let me shoot it inside the 3-point lane.
Well, we said it earlier, 3s are better than 2s when you think about the math, but in terms of scoring, you'll take it all, as there's 2 right there for Washington State.
Good job of Bill again using the 2nd side. Agara saying, what did I do wrong? But here it is. Second side layup by Villa. Agara said, only thing I was doing was just clearing out the way for my ball handler. That's all she was doing, Jen. I'm just clearing the way. Fisher said, no, this is not football. You just can't open a hole like that for a running back to go through. That's a foul.
10-point lead for the Cardinal. They've been up by as much as 14. There's Colville. Bounces it in.
And what's so impressive about that play by Colville, she kept the ball up high. She didn't bring it down. It was a nice pass on the screen roll. She kept it high and flipped it over the front of the rim.
Bosgana to Demetre. Out to Harriel. Off the rim, but Agara with the O board.
Second chance opportunities are huge.
And so are threes. The 7th for Stanford.
And that's what it leads to. You don't get the rebound. When you get a three like that, it's hard to defend on the offensive rebound because the defense is scattered.
Drawing the foul there.
You can take a look here. There's a three the defense is trying to set. And there's a three ball, the long ball. That must feel good for her after having 6 out of 7 last time out. That's his first one for the evening.
Harriel with 5 points on the night now.
Again, Harriel is telling everyone in America that you can shoot with a mask on. She's proving it. She's dispelling all of those myths that you can't do it, Jenna.
Almost like Batwoman, you know?
The masked woman.
Yeah. And Maples is her Gotham City. Kennedy Ume in. There's Agara. Another 3 points for number 3.
So Agara showing her tools in a toolbox. She can play inside the arc, play outside the arc as well. Trying to play at 3 levels.
Ume with the steal.
Ume was able to get her hands in, get the steal. Stanford again in motion.
One of 3 nationally ranked freshmen on this Stanford team. Tahina tries to answer. Ume aggressive as she's getting her minutes in this second half.
It's important for her to get her minutes in, be aggressive. We don't know how much she's going to play, so it's important for her to get active as soon as she gets in the game. Let Coach Payne knows, hey, listen, I'm looking to get my number called as well, too.
3 freshmen, as mentioned, for the Stanford team, ranked nationally in their high school days. Ume was number 44. Shea Ijiwoye, number 53. And Harper Peterson, 87th in recruiting rankings. Nicely done. Banked in by Alex Colville once again.
So Villa did a great job there. I love where she was patient. It looked as though she was coming off the screen and roll. She was going to take the shot. She was waiting for a big to roll. As soon as she rolls, she nice pass, touch pass to her for the finish.
Heal, trying to connect.
Yeah, that offensive possession was somewhat dysfunctional, 3-second violation. You rarely see those called. You have to be in there quite some time for an official to call a 3-point play. There it is. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that would count as 3 seconds, Jenna.
All the little things, they add up. Ogden. It's a Stanford team that's hitting 80% from behind the arc in this game. Well placed.
Agara with a little wiggle there. She goes to the right. second side was able to finish. Again, she's scoring at 3 levels tonight.
Cougars get 2 back thanks to Eleonora Villa.
Villa, that's the second time she was able to get downhill, use her left hand to kiss it off of the window.
Demetre will take it herself. Just bounces out.
The rim was unkind for Demetre there. She did everything right. Just was not able to complete the deal.
Well, a 10-point lead here. The Cougars are trying to chip away at it. There's Wallach who comes in.
Wallach does a great job of not quitting on the play. As Kova went through a step through, no one picked up Wallach. She was able to get a room service layup.
Demetre to Harriel.
Harriel trying to get untracked here. We talked about her all night. 6 threes last time out. The Cougs is kind of cutting into this lead slowly but surely, down by 8.
This is a Stanford team that lost 59.8% of their scoring after last season. So to see their ability to distribute, as you mentioned, Joaquin, has been encouraging for Stanford fans.
And it's been a group effort as well. We talked about it, 8 players have scored. But Washington's kind of hanging around. Coville had a great opportunity there for the left-handed running hook. And this is a great timeout by Coach Kate Pay here because it's dysfunctional. See here, Agara says, nope, I'm going to go here, second side for the finish. Stanford up by 8. We had the last 7 years in watching these two teams, but again, two teams that are familiar with one another. One last time, actually going to play one another again next year as well.
Yeah, home and home that they have agreed upon right away as things changed with the conference realignment last year. At the time, Tara Vanderveer made that call, and here we are. We'll take a quick break here as Stanford's still up by 8.
With the basketball as well, using both sides of the rim, taking the contact. Again, 10 toes behind the line. She's saying, listen, coach, I can extend my game as well, but here's the second side for the bucket.
One of the 8 shots that have been made from downtown for Stanford in this. About 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Stanford up 54-46 over Washington State.
It's Stanford disjointed offensively, haven't scored in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 0 for 4. Coach Kate Pace said, listen, I don't like what I see offensively, so let me call a timeout and get my team resettled again, refocused. Hope they can come right out here and score. Up by 8, you need to extend by 10. Washington State, they're hanging around.
Kate Pace sitting in the same seat that she sat in as an assistant coach and associate head coach here at Stanford. Says it's not because she's superstitious, but she's very routine-based, so why change it? Even though she's in the new role, she's going to stick with her spot.
Absolutely.
Bosgana for 3.
And Bosgana said, I'm going to stick in my spot as well, knock down another 3 ball. A timely 3, Stanford now up by 11. The offense was kind of bleeding there for a second, but it was able to come right out. Nice cut to the rim.
Hina wide open, but can't capitalize.
Wallach did a good pin up. Hina was not able to finish.
And goes back to Bosgana. She'll drive. Draws the foul.
Bosgana was able to get down. Go to her offhand. Take the count. There's a 3-pointer again. Bosgana saying, I'm a senior. Give it to me, coach. I got you. Now she's going to go right, left or right. Finish with her offhand. Opportunity for a couple of free throws as well. And that's the senior leadership that we're talking about. She's been there. She's done that. She's going to put this team on her back if she has to.
That's why Kate Pace said, of course, you look to Brooke Demetre, you look to Lana Lapola, the captains, but you have some other seniors that know what this program's about.
Nunu Agara for the Cardinal.
Jenna, you know, you were an athlete back in the day. You understand what experience can do.
And there's a lot of newness this season for both of these squads. For Stanford, we mentioned, lost about 60% of their scoring, 54% of the rebounds, 43% of the minutes from last year, plus the new conference in the ACC, the new role for Kate Pay. Lots of newness, but they're all just coming together to get through it and manage it.
Traveling the floor, that prior possession, Clardy was able to get downhill and no one stopped her. She had opportunity for a nice little jumper. She was long. That was a clear travel. She traveled 3 times, in my opinion, in that play, Jenna, alone. The referee said, I'm just going to pick one of the 3.
They're all over it. Ariel out to Demetre. The 10th three-pointer for the Stanford Cardinal.
So what Ariel was able to do, she was able to get into the teeth of the defense. All eyes on me. She was able to hit the teammate in the corner, put a shot, knocked it down.
Wallach tries to answer.
See here, she gets the jump stop. Nice 3-ball. Stanford again, living from behind the arc.
8 points on the night for Brooke Demetre.
No, Jenna, that could be a song, Living from Behind the Arc. You have to think about that.
Agara off the rip. Clardy will reset. And Kate Pay said they weren't necessarily shooting threes. It wasn't their go-to game plan. When you have someone like Cameron Brink, you're gonna get it to her. As Agara draws.
Nice execution on the screen roll. Agara sprints out of the screen. Nice pass inside, right over the top, led her directly to the basket. The foul on the floor. She has a chance for 2.
Nunu Agara at the line, shooting 2.
Stanford is now extending that lead from that timeout. That Coach Kate Pay said she knows her team. She recognizes that they were not coherent on the floor. They're not in concert as one. So let me call timeout, get everyone on one page, and since then, they're on a nice run. In fact, 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and they have a chance for an offensive rebound as well.
Demetre. Another opportunity here for the Cardinal. Drains it again. Chloe Clardy, she went 3 for 3 in threes in the season opener. Drains another one here.
12-0 run since the timeout. And sometimes, Jenna, you have to tip your hat to the coaches as well because they know the pulse of their team. That was a great timeout.
The Cougars answer. Elena Villa, they needed that. Oh my goodness! Nunu Agara at the buzzer. Nunu Agara just continues to get it done. Cardinal 69, Cougars 48. Third games last year. They had 11 against Indiana on November 12th and 11 against Cal Poly on November 16th. There's Jean Chu in for Washington State.
So, Jenna, since that timeout, 15-2 run, it was 54-46. Coach Kate Pay calls a timeout. They go on a 15-2 run. Now they're up by 21.
That's why they pay her the big bucks. And there's Clardy with the big bucket.
So Clardy was getting downhill, little stop and go action, dribble hesitation, was able to finish with her left hand.
Wallach. There's a fight for that one, but Bosgana will get the rebound. Hanging on to it is Clardy.
That shows toughness by Clardy because she did not quit on that attempt in the backcourt for the steal by Chu.
Ogden trying to get it into Agara. Agara, Jenna Villa on the ground.
So there is Clardy with the layup. There's a foul on the floor.
Second personal, number 34, Jenna
Second personal.
So let's take a look at this play here. Ogden here, she was trying to get an angle to pass it in. I would like her to dribble just one more dribble to the left, get her a better passing angle, but at any rate, it was a foul.
Second personal for Jenna Villa. Rare miss three for Stanford, but there's Chu.
Stanford has done a great job in terms of negating the fast break. It's only their third point in terms of fast break by Washington State this evening.
First points of the night for Chu. Beautiful pass in, there's Bosgana.
So you have two seniors passing to one another. Demetre did a great job of leading Bosgana to the basket, and she was able to finish. Nice job, nice recognition for the bucket.
Abraham sinks the three. The freshman showing a flash of what we saw in the season opener.
Abraham with the long ball. But now you see the 5-out motion offense, Princeton style. Now they have Ogden playing the pinch post.
Clardy with the drive.
And Clardy likes the matchup. Straight line drive to the rim. Used her inside sneaky hand, as we call it, going to the left side. Used her right hand.
Cardinal up by 22 here in the fourth quarter. Alzina.
So within the offense of Stanford, you have rules, and you're not dribbling at the defender. You see that when you overplay, you just go back door. That's something you practice, you drill constantly, and it worked to perfection there.
Clardy setting things up. Whistle blown.
You know, it's amazing. You know, when you talk about 18 threes in a game, you say that's obviously it's a lot. But now we back it up with 12. So basically what Stanford is saying to everyone in the ACC in the country, this is what we do. We shoot the ball from behind the arc, and you're going to have to defend the entire 47 feet when you play us in the half-court set.
You balance it with plays like that from Bosgana. That's what puts you up by 24 points. That's something Kate Pay said. She said, we're actually learning more about ourselves every single game. It's a new season, largely a new team. They're learning about themselves as the rest of the country is too. Didn't necessarily anticipate all these three-pointers, but they're certainly embracing it.
Well, the offense allows it to happen as well because it's a free-flowing Princeton-style offense, and you have to honor the entire 47 feet. So if you double off one person, you have to skip out, so they do a great job of. They run the on-ball screen, a little zoom action as well. They can run some pistol series off of it. So they're doing a great job within their half-court set of getting everyone involved. We talked about it. When you step in the game, you have a chance to score. So again, everyone's involved. This is what they do, and it's paying dividends so far.
Jenna Villa, it's both free throws. 89% from the free throw line for the Cougars tonight.
A little split action here again. So, I mean, we get the foul here, but what I want to point out is that Ogden was patient. She looked inside initially. She was trying to get it to Agara. That was not the angle that she wanted, so she reversed it back to the top and got a better pass into the Agara. Those are the little things within the offense that allows it to continue to be free-flowing. And Agara had the easiest shot of the night. She's looking into the heavens saying, how did I miss that shot?
A little bit of frustration with that one, but she's got 18 points on the night.
Here it is. Jump stop. I'm going to make that. No. And then she looks in the heavens saying, how did I miss that shot? Jenna, how did she miss that shot?
Sure, they'll go back to fundamentals and practice. And that was fundamental right there from Chloe Clardy.
So execution of the offense to perfection. The first person goes through in a split action, then the second person follows her through the layup. And Stanford is on fire right now.
Number 34, Villa.
So here again, that was the second person that cleared out. We call those sacrifice cuts in this Princeton offense. See, here we go. Go through, clear the zone, right back behind the layup. Clardy.
4 fouls for Jenna Villa. She will exit as Alex Koval comes in.
And you know, Jenna, when you're running this offense, everyone has to believe they're going to get the basketball. That's why they call them sacrifice cuts. You have to run just as hard if you don't get it, because what you're doing, you're opening up the back lanes for your teammate. And that was to perfection when you've seen that.
Third personal, number 8.
We talked a lot about Stanford's offense because how can you not with what we've seen so far? 34 rebounds tonight as well for the Cardinal. That's something that Kate Pace said after their exhibition game when they did give up 70 points to Cal State LA. They really wanted to work on it in practice.
Well, they've done a great job so far, so that message has been received well by the Cardinal.
Adjustment limiting Lemoyne to 43. Right now the Cougars 55 as Stanford reaches the 80-point mark and exceeds to 81. Dart. Called on the travel. See the travel right there from the freshman Alice Dart. And in Maples, you can hear the Stanford band. That's how you know it's hoop season, when the Stanford band's in the house in Maples.
Absolutely. Nice defense there, but Agara says, you know, I'm going to put it on my back and make it happen.
And Ogden makes it happen right after.
So again, you never help off the strong side, but you have to honor Agara as she's been so dominating down the post. She kicks it out to Ogden, lined it up, knocked it down.
Baker's dozen, 13 threes on the night for the Cardinal. There's Dart. Clardy takes control. Tess Heal.
Stanford now in their secondary break. Running the split action here again. Little ball screen.
Heal. I think that's her first two-pointer that we've seen tonight.
So she's showing you can score as well inside the arc, but great job by Heal to turn the screen down. She didn't take the screen, came the opposite way, was able to line it up and knock it down.
4 Stanford players with double-digit points so far after that. Tess Heal with 11.
Nice job, nice deflection. Another turnover. Cardinal has created.
Clardy.
Clardy with the walk-up three. Long. Now Stanford offense is playing free. Timeout on the floor.
Timeout on
In three-point attempts. Again, back-to-back double-digit three-point performances. That gets away from Dart. Running after it is Clardy. She'll lay it up. Aggressiveness from the sophomore.
So Dart quit on the play, but Clardy didn't. And that's something that you're going to show on tape. Hey, don't matter what the score is, you still have to. Yeah, she's going full speed because she sees there's an opportunity to score like blood in the water, like sharks right now. They see it, and I'm just going to score and get every opportunity because it helps my scoring average as well, Jenna.
Nice Shark Week behind the arc here. Bosgana with the steal.
It's a great double team on the bounce as well. Another turnover. Great patience by Ogden. Bring the ball back out.
Heal the dish to Stevenson. Look at that transfer of power.
So you have 2 transfers coming in. Like, that's transfer power, right? It's like twin power, transfer power.
That's
Comes
right.
in. Jump stop. I told you, Jen, I love the jump stop. Defender has to honor it. Passes right over. Nice shovel pass. Opportunity for the and one.
Coming in for Stanford, Stavi Papadaki, the junior from Greece. Getting some time.
And they're going to try to get her active when she gets in the game. The fans love her. Look for her to get some shots up early.
She was working hard in practice yesterday, too. You could tell that work ethic. Really top notch. Heal. Again!
Excellent offense. They run the same action, but they did an exchange. Tess Heal stepped out and knocked down the 3 ball.
And she'll take that right there. 4 threes on the night for Tess Heal.
Stanford is 7 points away from the century mark. Could they do it back-to-back games, Jenna?
Very possible, especially if you keep hitting threes.
I love the chance that they'd have made that shot.
Offensive rebound.
Candace
Pettigrew. Program best in terms of three-point shooting percentage for Stanford. Unbelievable, 73.7%.
You know, it could be better, Jenna. It could be better. Why not 83%? That's a teaching point.
Jay Ejioye trying to make something happen. Washington State will set it up. They'll drain their own 3. The freshman Alice Dart from downtown.
That's a nice second pass as well. Dart in the corner. Stavi, they're trying to get her active here. Watch her run a little exchange right here. Try to get her inside.
Tess Heal tries to go for the bounce pass. That's stolen by Alzina.
It's one of the few times that the Cougars was able to take that pass away. Stanford has used that ad nauseum this evening.
Substitution timeout. Kennedy Ume, Lauren Green, and
Subs coming in. Let's have about a minute left. The Cardinal up by 31 over the Cougars. Just the second game of the season, but the rhythm that we're seeing them be in seems promising.
Yeah, again, I'm sure when they look at the tape of this game, Coach Kate Pay can look at it and say, I didn't like this part about the game. They called the timeout, and the next thing you know, they was able to get back focused, and it's been a rout since then because they just been able to put their foot to the pedal.
It's a Stanford team that was picked 7th in the preseason poll for the ACC out of 18 teams. They're behind 6 nationally ranked teams in the ACC. I'll take that one. This is the first time they've been outside the AP top 25 in the preseason since 1999 and 2000.
Well, new team, new coaching staff, new players. So they don't have the notoriety as they had in the past. So now just keep knocking down the wins, and somebody soon will recognize that the Cardinal may be back.
Ume at the line. Kennedy Ume. Her first point tonight. There it is. Alice Dart putting up 3. Washington State still putting up a fight here as we trickle down. Lauren Green almost with 3. The bench was ready to go crazy for Stanford. Under 5 seconds remain.
Stanford back-to-back wins, 107 points on Monday, 94 tonight against their old Pac-12 foe. Nice effort by the Cardinal and Nunu Agara as well. Stanford has been outstanding, Jenna, scoring the basket.